Hello everyone. So in this section, we will be learning about the priorities of the threads. What are these priorities of the threads? Well, as we know that when we are using the concept of multi-threading, there will be a situation where we want, if the multiple threads are executing simultaneously, and if we want a particular thread to get executed according to our priority given to that thread. That is, if we want a particular thread to execute first as special preference is given to that thread, we can also do that. That concept is called as the priorities. So in Java, we have three priorities. One is maximum priority, minimum priority, and norm priority. The range for the priorities starts from 0 and it ranges up to 10. The 0 priority is the minimum priority. The 10 priority is the max priority. And the norm priority is the 5. So now how to know what is the priority of thread? How to make priorities work in multi-threading? Let me show you. So for now, I will be just using the same class and I will be extending it using the thread class. So now in the main method, I will be creating the object of this class. T1 is the name of the thread. Okay, so I will be creating multiple threads for now. One will be your main thread. I have created T1 over here. I will be creating another thread as well. Or let me just show you with the only 2 threads. That will be also okay with us. Or so I have created 2 threads now. Overall we have 3 threads. Okay, so firstly let us just give some names to these threads. Okay, so I will write, to give a name to a particular thread, use setName method. So this is setName method and I will give it a name thread1. Similarly, t2 dot setName thread2. Okay, now as we have given the names to these threads, now what will we do? Let me first define the task for these 2 threads. How we are going to define the task? By obviously explaining the run method. I will be defining very simple task to the run method. I will be telling it to get executed. How many times do you want? So I will write it around 5 times and I will tell this run method whatsoever thread is going to execute onto you, just print out the names of the thread so that we can just know which thread is currently getting executed. Okay, and we have also given the names to these threads. Now setting up the priorities. So I will say let us first just check it out how they are going to execute. Okay, dot start t2 dot start. Main thread I haven't used. Okay, please make that very note. I haven't used the main thread concept right now. Main thread is executing in the background. Main thread is executing right now, but I haven't printed that statement. So for now, thread 1 and thread 2 are currently working like this. See, you can see. Now let us just put on some priorities to them. Before calling on the start method and setting up the name, I will say t1 dot, or I can just use it over here as well. Wait. T1 dot set priority. Here it is. So I will give T1 as the maximum priority. Okay. And similarly, I will give T2 dot set priority to minimum priority. Let's now check it out, the answer, how they are going to execute. T1 is thread 1 and T2 is thread 2. So firstly, T1 should get executed completely, and then thread 2 will get executed. Will this scenario work every time? Let's just check it out again. For now, yes. Again, yes. Again, yes. Okay, so the priorities are working currently. But let me tell you this thing. This is not a surety. This is not for every single time your priorities are going to work. Reason is that, again, the priorities, because most of our operating system doesn't support the concept of priorities because of, again, the thread scheduler. So it will not always work as the same right now it is working. So if they are even not working, there is a thing that a batch file can be downloaded, can be mailed to the Microsoft. They'll just mail you that batch file and you can install it in your systems, and then the priorities will also work. But even if it is not working, that is fine. That is very fine, because the concept we know is, the concept we have implemented is absolutely correct. But even if the priorities are not working in your system, don't worry about that. Okay, the concept is very right. In the same way it will be working. Okay, hope you guys understand the concept of priorities. How does they work? So there are only three priorities: minimum, norm, and max. Let me tell you one thing. The priority of the main thread. Thread dot current thread dot get name plus okay, again I have to write it down. Thread dot current thread dot get priority. So I want to tell you something, that is, the main thread has the priority 5. Please make a note. The main thread has the priority 5. So the parent thread, whatsoever priority the parent thread will be having, that property is basically inherited from parent to child. So if the parent thread is having 5 priority, the child thread will also be having the same priority. But over here, our threads were also having the 5 priority, but we changed their priority and we set their priorities to max and the min. Therefore, their priorities got changed. Otherwise, they will be same as that of the main thread. Okay, so this is the holy solely concept of the priorities. Hope you guys understand. Thank you very much.